Assalamu alaikum. I'm Amir Hanan from South Manchester Muslim Walking Group, and today it's Saturday 8th of August 2026. We're walking with Together Dementia Support, a charity based in Manchester to help raise money supporting people with dementia and their carers in Manchester to live better together. This will be a spectacular, challenging trek covering the three highest points in Derbyshire. Kinder Scout, which is 633 metres, Bleaklow, another 633 metres, and Higher Shelfstones, 621 metres. We'll start the walk at 8 am and hope to finish by 6 pm. With a total distance of 30 kilometres and height gain of over 900 metres, the walk is an epic adventure that covers the wildest and most stunning scenery in the Peak District National Park. We'll start at the main car park in Hayfield, just off the A624, and follow the path around Kinder Reservoir, up William Clough onto the Pennine Way. From here the route crosses Peak Moorland to reach the A57. Here we have a checkpoint for refreshments before heading across the road to Bleaklow Summit. From the summit we double back and head across the moors to the rocky outcrop of Higher Shelfstones, passing by the wreckage of the US Air Force Super Fortress, which is now a memorial. Crossing back to our checkpoint on the A57, we can have one last refill of water before heading across the Kinder Plateau. We'll pass the epic Kinder Downfall and onto the summit before descending down to Hayfield for our finish. We're going to share our experiences and some facts about dementia so that you learn more about what it is and what we're doing. Thank you, and I hope you enjoy.
Hi, I'm Jo and I work for Together Dementia Support, and today we're doing the Three Peaks Challenge in Derbyshire to raise funding and raise awareness for dementia. I've worked for the charity for 8 years next month, and I started at the charity as I received support from the CEO, Sally Ferris, when my dad was diagnosed with young onset dementia. So he had frontal temporal and primary progressive aphasia. The dementia journey is really difficult for the person with dementia and for families, in that it can be a big shock. For me in particular, I thought dementia was just for old people because that was the experience I was aware of and knew of. For somebody so young and fit and healthy and none of the risk factors, it was a complete, it was a shock, and there was no services, no support, no understanding. So we had a very difficult journey, and very difficult towards end of life as well, because nobody seems to want to discuss in dementia about when people are perhaps entering the final stages. So following my dad's passing, I then went to work for Sally and have been a dementia support coordinator, care support coordinator and project lead for many years now. So there's lots of things that I've done. So our charity works across Manchester and North Trafford, and we provide a variety of groups, friendship and activity groups. And those groups include things like exercise, baking, crafts activities, and doing things that stimulate and engage the brain. One of the most important things is for people to be able to take part in society and to be able to continue to function as normal as possible. We also go on day trips and take people out to places so that they can get lots of stimulation. In terms of, we have another group called the Fabulous Forgetful Friends, and this group is in its 11th year, and that group is led by people who live with dementia, and they want to get their voice out there as to the things they can do rather than opposed to what they can't do. So we've done things like, we've done art projects, we've every year we speak at the University of Manchester. We speak to new nurses because quite often people they think it's just a memory issue. They don't understand all the other things that dementia brings and all those challenges. It's really good as well that people have a sense of purpose and a sense of ownership about what it is that they do. In COVID, we found that carers were struggling more than anyone else, and so our carer services developed. So we provide full holistic assessments, we liaise with social services and all other organisations, and we provide that support from point of diagnosis till end of life, and realising that there's a huge loss and trauma alongside dementia, we now have a post-bereavement support group as well. Our carers, we have a carers WhatsApp group, and we find that actually it's people that are living with the disease and those that are caring for them get to know more about what's going on in the community and how to overcome challenges than professionals. So because they're living with it day in, day out, and you learn through lived experience and you become an expert by experience. So our WhatsApp group is active 7 days a week, and we have a night owl service where people can offload if during the evenings or overnight they're up and awake. We do carers training, so we start from what is dementia, as dementia progresses, some of the difficulties, advancing dementia, legal rights, benefits, etc. So we do a whole holistic package. It's an amazing charity, but the saddest thing is we're not commissioned. One of the things that I was really passionate about was a service that we had called Together at Home. Because whilst we provide a lot of things in the community, and whilst we provide support at home for the carer and the person they care for, people with dementia who can't access things in the community, they need that one-to-one support because they need that social stimulation. And what happens is when you're a carer, you don't have that opportunity to sit and spend time doing things that will stimulate and engage the brain because you're exhausted and burnt out. We do have, and our Together at Home programme was really, it's such a beautiful thing because it means that our volunteers who are trained, they also get to gain new skills, they make relationships, and it's a really beautiful friendship that develops. But unfortunately we've had to stop that this year because we've not got funding, yet the need is there. Having stimulation, physical, mental, learning and understanding means that journey is a lot better. And obviously, like I mentioned in the beginning, the reason I'm so passionate about it is because as a family, we went through this. And, you know, the sad thing is that dementia isn't a priority to a lot of people. And I think one of the saddest things as well is that our workforce isn't geared up with the understanding of dementia. So, for example, we go to a lot of best interest meetings and meetings for social care assessments. And unfortunately, even sort of social services, they've not had that level of training unless they've had personal experience that when they're doing a needs assessment, if somebody's saying, yeah, I'm fine, that's accepted as being okay. But with dementia, you've got to learn to be able to get into that person's world and see through things through their eyes. And when you can see things through their eyes, your understanding of that person and that individual changes. And it means that you can provide a better, more holistic support pathway. And that's it for now.
Key facts about dementia. Dementia is an umbrella term for a group of brain disorders affecting memory, thinking, behaviour and the ability to perform everyday activities. Alzheimer's disease is the most common cause, accounting for 60 to 70% of cases, though other types like vascular dementia and Lewy body dementia also exist.
All right, team, so this is known as Mill Hill. This is one of our first summit of today. This hill is 544 metres high. Where we're going is right out to the far horizon there. You can see the cars glimmering on what's called the Snake Pass. Just beyond there is Bleaklaw Head. That's our second highest peak for today. When we've gone out there, we're going to come all the way back to here. We're going to go all the way back behind us to the horizon we see on the back of us, and that's where Kinder is, Kinder Scout. And then we'll finish strong, right? Yay. Is that good, mate? Is that good, lads? Almost, right? Almost like I've been here before and said the same thing before on some other walk.
What is dementia? It is not a single disease. It describes an overall decline in mental ability severe enough to interfere with daily life. It's not normal aging. While risk increases with age, especially after 65, it is a pathological brain condition, not an inevitable part of growing older. It has a progressive nature. Symptoms typically start small and worsen steadily over time.
Whilst there are over 100 causes of dementia, there are 4 common types and causes. Alzheimer's disease, caused by abnormal protein build-ups, plaques and tangles in the brain. Vascular dementia, caused by reduced blood flow to the brain, often following a stroke. Dementia with Lewy bodies, caused by spherical protein deposits inside nerve cells, affecting movement and alertness. Frontotemporal dementia involves progressive damage to the frontal and temporal lobes, heavily altering personality and behaviour.
The global impacts and risk. Tens of millions of people live with dementia worldwide, with numbers projected to rise rapidly. Healthy lifestyle choices, such as regular exercise, not smoking, eating a balanced diet, and managing blood pressure, can lower the risk of development of certain types. While there is no overall cure yet, treatments and professional support can help manage symptoms and improve the quality of life. You can learn more through the Alzheimer's Society or the World Health Organization.
Key symptoms of dementia are forgetting recent events, names or familiar faces, struggling with language, communication or finding words, getting lost in familiar places or losing track of time, changes in mood, personality, judgments or behaviour.
Research UK have made 10 facts about dementia that you may not know. 1. Dementia is not a disease itself. The word dementia is a term used for a group of symptoms which include memory loss, confusion and personality changes that get worse over time. It is not a disease itself. Dementia is caused by diseases that damage the brain and affects how it works. Alzheimer's disease is the most common cause of dementia, and others include vascular dementia, dementia with Lewy bodies and frontotemporal dementia.
2. Dementia is not just memory loss. Most people associate dementia with memory loss, but it affects people in a wide variety of other ways too. Other common symptoms include changes in behaviour. Some people can be withdrawn or depressed. Anxiety is also common. Difficulty communicating, for example, problems speaking or understanding words and repeating common words or phrases. Confusion and disorientation. Some may have difficulty recognising people or knowing what everyday objects are for. Delusions and hallucinations. These can often involve seeing people or animals that are not there. Problems with balance and movement, difficulty or unsteadiness. Walking or changes in the way a person walks. these are just a few examples of dementia symptoms. Everyone with dementia will experience symptoms in their own way, and every person's progression is different.
3. Dementia is the leading cause of death in the UK. Dementia is a leading cause of death for both men and women in the UK. Dementia now accounts for more than 1 in 10 of all deaths in the UK. Despite this, almost 40% of UK adults don't think that dementia is a cause of death.
For dementia is not a normal part of getting older. 93 in every 100 people with dementia are aged 65 and over. However, dementia is not a normal part of getting older. While the likelihood of dementia does rise with age, it is caused by physical diseases like Alzheimer's. This means dementia isn't just a symptom of old age or a normal part of getting older. Despite this, 21% of people still believe that dementia is an inevitable part of aging.
Dementia doesn't just affect older people. Dementia can also affect younger people. When dementia symptoms develop in people under the age of 65, this is called young onset dementia. There are over 70,000 people living with young onset dementia in the UK. Some types of young onset dementia are caused by faulty genes, which are inherited directly from a parent who has the disease at a young age too. However, these inherited types of dementia are rare, and most cases of young onset dementia are caused by a mixture of risk factors.
6. We can reduce our risk of developing dementia. Research suggests that 45% of dementia cases worldwide could be prevented or delayed if we could eliminate 14 modifiable risk factors. We cannot change our age or genes, which do play a part in our likelihood of developing dementia. But importantly, our health, environment and lifestyles play a part too. This means there are things we can do to look after our brain health and reduce our risk of getting dementia. This includes physically active, eating a healthy, balanced diet, regularly challenging our brains, staying socially active. Interestingly, only a third of people think it's possible to reduce their risk of developing dementia. This compares to 78% of people who know it's possible to reduce the risk of developing diabetes.
Number 7, getting a diagnosis of dementia is important. Diagnosing dementia and which type of dementia someone has is important. Yet a third of people living with dementia over 65 in England do not get a diagnosis. The number of people getting a diagnosis per year did rise by over 50,000 last year. However, improved public awareness and reduced social stigma around having dementia may be encouraging more people to seek a diagnosis. But there is still work to do, and we need to see an increase in awareness around the importance of seeking an early dementia diagnosis. Diagnosing dementia early on, when symptoms are milder, ensures people can get the right support and treatments and plan for the future. It also means they may be more suitable for certain research studies, like clinical trials, to test new treatments should they wish to take part. New treatments for Alzheimer's disease have shown promising results in clinical trials, but have only demonstrated an effect in people in the early stages of Alzheimer's. So an early and accurate diagnosis is even more crucial to enable people to access new treatments for dementia. Alzheimer's Research UK, alongside Alzheimer's Society, the National Institute for Health and Care Research and Gates Ventures, are funding the Blood Biomarker Challenge. This will see the development and testing of dementia blood tests in the NHS. These blood tests will lead to cheaper, more accurate and earlier diagnosis.
The number of people with dementia is on the rise. Recent research has shown that the number of people living with dementia is set to double to 1.7 million by 2040. This is 70% more than previously predicted. People are living longer and dementia becomes more common as we get older, so the ageing population is thought to be partly responsible for this rise in dementia cases. The largest increase in dementia cases since 2008 was seen amongst people who had a lower education level. This suggests that risk factors linked to social deprivation are also playing a role in the increase in dementia cases. Being from a minority ethnic group in the UK has been shown to affect our brain health too. Black and South Asian people living in the UK are more likely to be diagnosed at a younger age and die earlier from dementia. Dementia rates are over 20% higher amongst black adults compared to the UK average. Increasing awareness around dementia and its risk factors in disadvantaged communities and ethnic minority groups is therefore key to help reduce the number of dementia cases. Their Dementia Community Champions project is aiming to do exactly this across the UK.
Investment in dementia research needs to increase. The cost of dementia to the UK economy is forecast to be 42 million for 2024 and increase to 90 billion by 2040. Yet investment in dementia research remains low compared to other major health conditions. In 2019 and 2020, dementia research received 2.5 times less funding from government than cancer research. Investing in dementia research will benefit the economy. Every £1 invested in dementia research is expected to generate an average of £2.91 of economic benefits in the UK between 2020 and 2040. Alzheimer's Research UK is committed to increasing investment in dementia research every year. We hope to one day achieve a world free from the fear, harm and heartbreak of dementia. But we need government to increase its support of dementia research as well. Their reports provide evidence that helps build awareness and support pioneering dementia research in the UK and globally.
Number 10, more of us need to take part in dementia research studies. It can take up to 3 years to recruit enough volunteers for a dementia treatment trial. Meanwhile, an entire trial in cancer can be completed in just 2.3 years. Only 1% of people who could take part in clinical trials for dementia research do so. We need volunteers to take part in dementia research studies to shape the future of dementia diagnosis, prevention and treatment, and to protect our future generations. Join Dementia Research is an NHS service which helps people with and without dementia and carers to take part in vital dementia research studies. If you or someone you know wants to get involved, you can sign up online by visiting the Join Dementia Research website or by calling them on 0300 111 5111.
This went wealthy, mate. So this is Bleaklow Head. This is at 630 meters. This is our second highest mountain that we're going to climb today. From here, the next hill is almost the same height, 633. Well, Bleaklow Head team, well done. Welcome to your summit. All right. This is good. I live just over here. Hey!
Actually, today it's been a fantastic day, really sunny with a slight wind, and we've been walking now for about 7.5 hours. We've still got another 3.5 hours to go, so that we finish by about 6:30. It's been an amazing day and we've really enjoyed it. At the moment we've done about 15 kilometers and we've probably got another 15 kilometers yet to go, so still a fair distance. All the organisation has been absolutely fantastic. We've had some nice breaks and stops to fill up with water as well and have a break too. It's also been a great opportunity to talk to each one of us about why we decided to come on this, to raise awareness about dementia and support those with dementia and those who are caring for it. It's also a huge issue for us because many of us may well end up with dementia or caring for those with dementia, and it's important that we try and support one another so that everybody has the best chances and can enjoy this beautiful world that is around us. So we're 22 kilometres into our walk now and walking back towards the start of the walk itself. It's been pretty tiring, but we've really enjoyed it and spirits remain high. Everybody is still walking. No one's dropped out. We've had a couple of falls along the way, but no one's hurt themselves badly, and looking forward to reaching the end now. It's been an amazing walk this. Doing 30 kilometres or 20 miles in this weather is not easy, but it gives us some idea of what it must feel like if you've got dementia and all you're trying to do is walk down or try and explain to somebody and the difficulties of how you go about doing that. It's given us some insight into some of the difficulties that people with dementia or those who are caring for them have, and the wilderness that's around us, and seeing where we have to traverse. It's been a wonderful opportunity for us to share experiences about dementia and learn a little bit about it and what we can do to try and help each other. I'd like to say thank you to Shabnam, who invited me and the South Manchester Muslim Walking Group to go on this walk to raise awareness about dementia. Many of us may be at risk of it, we have no idea about it. Certainly, although with Alzheimer's disease it's different, but the second most common reason for dementia is vascular dementia, and that's as a consequence of increased risk factors for getting vascular disease, such as smoking, high blood pressure, having diabetes. It's really important that we look after our health, and activities such as walking, meeting with each other, socialising, and improving our health is one of the ways that we can do right now to help to try and prevent dementia in the future.
We are Together Dementia Support. Our website is togetherdementiasupport.org. My name is Sally Ferris and I'm the Chief Executive of Together Dementia Support. We support people with dementia and their carers in Manchester to live better together. Our mission is to deliver a holistic and high quality range of services that support and promote living well with dementia in our local communities. Together Dementia Support is our local dementia social care charity in Manchester. People living with dementia and their families have relied on Together Dementia Support since 2014 to help them live positively with dementia. We provide a range of social and support services across Manchester, including weekly friendship and activity groups, one-to-one home visits, dementia cafes, and specialist support for carers. We're here to make sure everyone affected by dementia can live well within a caring community.